Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Football Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo football program, Landon Fox, after a homecoming victory to start PFL play over San Diego on Saturday. Well, it started with a 14-0 deficit. Maybe what changed after the slow start to the way you played the rest of the way?
From an offensive perspective, we did have some plays out there that we just didn't connect on early in the game. And, we were able to hit those later in the game, which obviously, made the difference in terms of score. But we did have a few of those plays that we missed on early. And then defensively, we were playing good defense. And I guess we weren't when you say this, but we weren't consistent in terms of we made some mistakes and on a couple of trick plays and a screenplay where we missed tackles and, it was a 3rd and 26. And so just the inability to make some plays resulted in, them getting a 14 nothing lead and then us having to battle back. But I'd say that is one thing I'm very proud of the team in terms of just the composure and poise. The guys saw it, they saw the missed opportunities and felt like obviously we just keep doing what we're doing. They're going to present themselves again. And they did, and we were able to make them.
What was it like for you and your players to share the moment of beating a first-rate San Diego program with the fans, with the community members, alumni, met some recruits at the game, just a wide variety of audiences on a big day on homecoming? How nice was it to enjoy a win? Of course, all wins are sweet, but homecoming has to make it a little extra special.
Yeah, the nice thing is, it's a big win for the program in terms of it makes you want to know in league play, and so that's where it's exciting. However, there's more to it than that in terms of you're playing. I just think when you talk about homecoming, you're playing for the name on the front of your jersey, and you're going to be linked to those guys, to those players or students, alumni who were here in the past, that came before us, and then, like you said, you're ultimately linked to those people that are going to be here in the future as well with the recruits. And so, and then, it's the exciting part of it, your ability to be 2-0 at home. And when students and community members, they come watch you, and it is exciting to put a team out there that they can root for. And, we've been able to get the first two at home. And so I would think would create excitement for the program.
Solomon Davis, 5 catches, 118 yards, a guy that's in his 4th year in the program, and some fans of the program might not have heard of him during the first 3 seasons. What can you tell us about the adversity that he faced and what it's like to see him at this point?
Yeah, I said after the game, just so very proud of, to me, that's what college football should be about. And a guy that has the ability to handle adversity, to stick with it. And, it's not take the easy way and say, man, I don't know if this is for me or what have you, but his ability just to keep going. And that's who he is as a person. And I got to imagine, he made a few big catches for us, and the ability for him, he runs well. And so I got to imagine the San Diego DBs and even coaches, gosh, who's this guy? And, and they look at it and he's like, well, he's been here for 4 years. And now he's a guy that's making plays, and we've kind of always known it, as a coaching staff and him as a player and his peers. But he's obviously had an opportunity to make some plays for us this season, and has done just that.
You played 2 quarterbacks for much of the game on Saturday. A lot of times, a 2-quarterback system for teams doesn't seem to work. What made it work for Mikey and for Mason Kaplan on Saturday?
I think just executing the role, they went into the game knowing, hey, here's what I would need to do, if the opportunity presents itself. And so Mikey and Mason both do a really good job of that. Here's what the coaches are asking me to do. Here's what I need to do for the team to be successful. And when they understand their role and their role is clearly defined, then they go in there and they execute the role at a high level. And that's what they've been doing. And so very excited for those 2 guys and their ability to be able to handle that. It's really, to me, no different than any other position. More other positions, multiple people play. Well, if that's the case of quarterback, then you got to be able to handle it and still be productive, regardless of if you're using 1 quarterback or 2.
Normally we look ahead, but a little bit different this week with a bye week. Maybe another reason that's nice to get that win on Saturday. It's always nice to go into a bye with a win. What's the schedule look like for this week, and what do you want to accomplish during this bye week?
I would say, a couple of things. Number one, the ability to really reflect and say, hey, over the last 4 games, here's what we've done well. Let's continue to do that. Here's what we haven't done well, and try to fix that. And, that's the one, that was my message to the guys after the game is, we won, 28-21, but we had opportunities to put that thing away and in a different fashion. And, it could have been 31-14 we get a field goal blocked, and then we turn the ball over late in the game. And so those are the things that we really have to focus on is ourselves. And if we want to continue to improve, we need to take this week, just as okay, people say it's a bye week. To me, it's a game week of you're playing yourself. And I know that may not make sense, but your ability to really, fine tune what you need to do well in order to continue to have success. It will be big. I mean, it will continue to be big. So you do really concentrate yourself. You do give the guys some time off, so that they can get away a little bit, recharge the battery, and then any bumps and bruises that you have, you're trying to fix those up for then 7-week run, in terms of conference games.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo football team, Landon Fox. Again, the team off this Saturday, back in action at Presbyterian, then a home game for the Hoosier Helmet coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll talk to you again next week on Valpo Football Weekly.